Welcome back, Right Side Broadcasting. We are at day 2 of CPAC 2021, America Uncanceled in Dallas, Texas. I'm Grace Saldana, and I'm joined here with Sheriff Bill Waybourn. How are you doing, Sheriff?
I'm doing great, and I'm so honored to be with you today.
Thank you so much. So you are the sheriff in Tarrant County, Fort Worth area, Texas.
That is correct.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your experiences as a sheriff these days. There's a lot of hostility towards law enforcement, so.
There has, we're blessed in Tarrant County where we've got a backing of our community is really supportive of law enforcement, but across the nation it has impacted us where people don't want to get into law enforcement, where they give us pushback as far as applicants and that kind of thing. But, we try to re-encourage people that it's a very noble profession and we need people standing on that wall between good and evil, because truly the sheriffs are the last strand of barbed wire between the chickens and the wolves.
I love that. I haven't heard about people not wanting to apply anymore as law enforcement, but that doesn't surprise me at all. That's crazy. So you live very close to the border, so let's get into that a little bit. What are you seeing as far as drugs, human trafficking? What's coming across the border?
Well, we have a robust human trafficking group, and we're about, I tell people all the time, we're several hundred miles away from the border, but the border seems to be right next door. But we are out there and seeing the trafficking, and we have picked up children that have been involved in sex trafficking, been in labor trafficking. All of those things are happening, as well as the drugs that have come in, and there's just been flooded with drugs, especially since February.
Yeah, so I just heard from one of our previous interviewees that there's 500,000 pounds of fentanyl coming across the border right now because of Biden's open border policies. So it's just insane what's happening under this administration. Well,
it is insane, and just in the Dallas-Fort Worth area this last week, we've seized enough fentanyl to kill about 500,000 people.
Wow.
So
in just the past week?
Just in the past week.
That's insane.
Our DPS brothers have seized enough fentanyl to kill every man, woman, and child in the state of Texas over the last couple of months. So it's cheap, and we're getting flooded with it, and it's it is a issue. It is a crisis and an issue, and it's a clear and present danger, especially to our children.
Absolutely. What do you see as a solution to this?
Well, I think the first solution is that we've got to make a decision. Are we going to close the border and be a sovereign country, or are we going to be open borders? And I think the majority of people want a closed border and want us to be able to be a sovereign nation. But we've got to do that first, and if we don't do that, anything else we do will be just folly.
Right, as President Trump says, if you don't have closed borders, you don't have a country.
That's correct.
Because then, and that's exactly what the left wants, in my opinion. They want a globalist society. They want us to be open to the world, and they don't care about the threats that affect real Americans because that's not their priority.
That is correct, and the sad news is they stopped the border wall because I believe it was Trump's idea. But before that, Barack Obama talked about a border wall.
Right.
George Bush talked about it. Bill Clinton talked about it. So, this is not a new topic. I've seen, where there's clips of Chuck Schumer arguing for it on the floor many years ago. So it's just absolutely ridiculous to me that they don't want it now.
Yeah, the hypocrisy is unreal, but they're expert politicians, and that's what they do. They want to fool the American people, but they're not fooling 51% of Americans who agree that borders should be secured.
Absolutely.
Yes, well, thank you so much for coming on, Sheriff. We appreciate your time.
It is so good to be with you.
Thank you.